Chapter 217. There's a nice show to watch. I know that we're not suitable for each other. In the inner courtyard, you're considered a blessing. You were close to your 8th ring then. At that point in time, I only had 5 rings. Regardless of whether it was our cultivation or our future, they were too far apart. Moreover, we're teacher and student. To conceal my feelings, I invested all my time and effort into martial soul research and tried to forget about you. However, I couldn't just forget you when love truly came. There was a point in time when I was especially despondent and even looked down on myself. I was already trying my best to carry out my research, but I found myself thinking of you whenever there was a quiet moment. Your look and your smile when you were researching martial souls with me tugged at my heartstrings all the time. I had the temptation to look for you more than once. Nevertheless, my own feelings of inferiority stopped me. It was only a year ago that I started to become more introspective with my feelings, but I knew that my opportunities were slowly slipping away. To keep pace with you, I tried my best to strengthen my cultivation as I continued my martial soul research. I hoped to catch up to you. It was only this way that I could compliment you. Not long afterward, I reached rank 60, and I'm now at rank 64. Although I'm still very far away from you, I really don't want to give up on today's opportunity. At the very least, I want to confess to you. Even if I fail in my pursuit, I won't regret that I tried. I had actually hoped to find a partner in this blind date, and secretly wished you all the best in your endeavor. However, they can't appreciate you. That's why I'm being impulsive now. Maybe I'll be expelled from the academy tomorrow, but I won't regret my decision. As he spoke till here, he stopped. After that, he watched Han Ruro's lost look, and seemed to muster his courage, and he said, Ruro, can you give me a chance? Han Ruro looked at Wang Yan, who stared back at her. It seemed as if she could see into the depths of his eyes. They weren't young anymore. Han Ruro didn't hesitate too much. She smiled and seemed as luxuriant as a fresh flower. Her beaming smile was extremely moving in this beautiful night. She drifted down towards Wang Yan and extended her right hand. She said softly, I think my happiness is here. The normally gentle Wang Yan couldn't remain calm anymore. He was agitated as he grabbed her hands and said in the most determined way possible, I'll be faithful to you. Han Ruro looked at his agitated look and said, you should have told me earlier. I might have agreed. Wang Yan was still agitated. It's not too late. It's still not too late. Even though I can't become a titled Douluo, I'll still have 60 years. 60 years is equivalent to more than 200,000 days. I'll treasure every moment with you. Ruro, thank you. Han Ruro didn't say anything more. As she grabbed hold of Wang Yan's hand, she turned to everyone. I'm sorry. I won't participate in this sea god's fate any further. Ula-san, take it that I've been eliminated. We'll make a move first. At this point, an elderly voice sounded. Wang Yan, the elders and I have the same thoughts. We'll take it that we didn't see what just happened. However, we'll expel you if you don't invite us to your wedding dinner. Wang Yan was delighted. Thank you, Ella-san and elders of the pavilion. I'll be with Shrek forever. Even if you expel me, I still won't leave. Han Ruro and Wang Yan smiled as they looked at each other. Their bodies lifted into the air at the same time. The teacher-student love that blossomed between the both of them seemed very agreeable. I wish the both of you all the best. Zhang Lassan felt a little disappointed, but her voice was still as sweet as ever. After entering the 4th segment, things seemed to have become more intense. Wu Ming and Han Ruro both found partners. This was far beyond everyone's expectations. After Han Ruro, Wu Feng actually chose Dai Huabin. She didn't even say anything, but as she was proceeding towards Dai Huabin, she glared at Hua Yuao. Another female student who still had her hat also revealed her looks. When it came to Ling Luoken's turn, another shocking scene appeared. Ling Luoken's actions were very gentle as she left the water lily. However, she moved very similarly to Hua Yuao when he walked towards the female students earlier. As she walked step by step on the water surface, she formed patches of ice beneath her feet. She slowly came in front of the male students. However, she didn't introduce herself. After scanning the male students around her, her gaze finally landed on Hua Yuao. She lifted her legs again and walked towards Hua Yuao before stopping. Hua Yuao seemed to be in a daze. Ling Luoken was even cooler than Wu Ming. She said coldly, I'm sure you know about me. I took a look and realized you're compatible. If you don't mind the gap between us, we can get together. Hua Yuao almost frothed at the mouth. He didn't expect her to choose him. In terms of age, Ling Luoken was indeed not much older than him. During the previous tournament, Ling Luoken was part of the main team, and she was almost 20 years old then. She was now around 24, while Hua Yuao was only 17. Their age gap was approximately 7 years. Was Ling Luoken really as cold as her voice? Her eyes were flashing, and she even seemed lost in her own world. There was a dim layer of pink on her face. 3 female students had already chosen Hua Yuao. The students in the inner courtyard were on average between 20 and 30 years old. Only slightly more than 10% of them were above 30 years old. The rest, such as Hua Yuao, were less than 30. Guys and girls at this age were already pretty rational. That was why it was rare for many female students to choose one male student. Comparatively, the inner courtyard seemed to have more girls than guys now. The overall abilities of the female students were greater than the male students. Besides some of the graduates, there weren't any 8-ringed male students in the academy right now. However, there was more than one female student with 8 soul rings. Furthermore, there were even more male students than female students in today's competition. In the last segment, it was very unlikely for many female students to choose the same male student. Besides Hua Yuao, there was only one other handsome-looking, 7-ringed male student was chosen by 2 female students. Hua Yuao didn't expect himself to be so popular as he looked at the 3 ladies in front of him. Perhaps he'd spent too much time with Wang Dong, and thus he didn't have confidence in his own appearance. However, who would have expected 3 ladies to choose him today? He was most captivated by the young lady with the pinkish blue hair, but Ning Tian and Ling Luoken were undoubtedly very outstanding students too. The 4th segment ended. Following this was the 5th segment, which was the last segment. At this point, there were much fewer people left on this blind date. Zhang Nanan and Han Ruro had left, so there were only 15 female students left. 3 of them had chosen Hua Yuao, and 2 of them had chosen another male student. As a result, there were 3 less male students as compared to the female students, including Hua Yuao, Hikeitu, and Dai Huabin. There were only 12 of them. On the shore, Zhang Nanan and Shu Sanchi were hiding behind a huge rock as they watched the rest of the students on the lake. The 2 of them had just dried their clothing using a completely different method from Wu Ming. They wrung the water from their clothes directly. Naturally, Shu Sanchi was the one who did this, as he possessed the Swan Wu shield. Of course, he also exploited this opportunity to meticulously and seriously admire Zhang Nanan's body. Shu Sanchi was still thinking that her figure was perfect. It was practically flawless. Nanan, why are we still looking at them? We should find a place to get intimate. After chasing you for so many years, I finally won your heart. It wasn't easy. Zhang Nanan rolled her eyes at him and said softly, shut up. Don't talk to me about winning my heart or getting intimate. Get further away from me. I'm warning you. Don't touch me. Shu Sanchi opened his eyes wide. Nanan, didn't you promise me? What did I promise you? Zhang Nanan was amused as she looked at him. To be my girlfriend. Did I promise you that? Zhang Nanan replied almost naturally. Didn't you jump into my arms just now? Wasn't that your stamp of approval? Shu Sanchi continued to argue. Zhang Nanan snorted and said, I didn't promise you anything. You're refusing to acknowledge it. Shu Sanchi was shocked as he looked at her. Zhang Nanan laughed. Isn't that an innate characteristic of a lady? Moreover, I truly didn't say anything. Shu Sanchi lowered his head and revealed an indignant look on his face. He was mimicking the snow lady. What do I have to do before you'll become my girlfriend? Let me test you again. Zhang Nanan said naturally. How long will the test take? Shu Sanchi looked even more indignant now. Perhaps another 3 or 5 years. Zhang Nanan didn't even think it through. Shu Sanchi was about to stand up as he said, what? 3 or 5 years? I should just jump back into the water. Zhang Nanan didn't stop him either. Go on. You won't drown with your martial soul. If you jump back in, you won't even have a chance to take the test. Then I won't do it anymore. Test me then. Shu Sanchi said with a brazen face and got closer to Zhang Nanan. He whispered, shouldn't you give me some reward, even during the test? For example, we can hold hands, hug, and kiss occasionally. How will I have the strength to undergo the test if I don't have any motivation? Zhang Nanan said seriously, you can try if you dare. Shu Sanchi was both sad and angry. He felt that he had returned to the start. She was only treating him slightly better now. I'll let you hold my hand. Zhang Nanan used the carrot and stick approach. Really? Shu Sanchi was delighted. It was better than nothing. At least others could tell their relationship. Furthermore, his heartbeat raced when he thought of Zhang Nanan's white and delicate hands. 3 times a month, 10 minutes each time. Zhang Nanan immediately added. Shu Sanchi was shocked as he looked at her. He asked, have you been influenced by Bei Bei, eldest senior brother? Of course not. The seniors in the inner courtyard told me not to treat guys too well. They won't know how to treasure you if you treat them too well. Heaven. Earth. Jiang Nanan gestured for him to keep silent. Lower your volume. The last segment is about to start. We're about to witness an ice show. Shu Sanqi grabbed her hand and looked at her passionately. Let's start with the 10 minutes. Jiang Nanan struggled for a while, but she didn't use too much force. She struggled, but didn't let go. Shu Sanqi's palm was wide and strong, and it was also very warm. Did you just say that there was an ice show to watch? What show? Jiang Nanan lowered her voice. Haven't you realized that one person is missing from Shrek's 7 monsters today? Are you talking about Wang Dong? Shu Sanqi asked. Jiang Nanan smiled and replied, take a look. In fact, no one's missing. Bei Bei recited. After the destined in 3 lives, we're about to start the 5th segment. This segment is called Eternal Love. In this segment, the choice lies in the male student's hands after the female students made their choices in the previous event. They can choose the female student they want. If you choose a female student that chose you and no one competes with you, congratulations. However, we'll enter a bride kidnapping segment if you have a competitor. Among all the segments, this last segment is where a lot of things change. It's also the most important and critical moment to demonstrate your abilities and charm. That's why you should make your preparations now. Jiang Lisan followed with, the rules for this last segment are as such. If a male student chooses a female student that didn't choose him, the female student has a chance to issue a challenge to him. If he loses the challenge, he has to leave. He can only choose again if he wins the challenge. Of course, he can make a new choice if the female student that he chooses takes pity on him and lets him off. If the female student that he re-chooses has already chosen another male student, he has to request the opinion of that male student. If the other male student also chooses this female student, the 2 male students will compete with each other. The loser will be knocked out of the competition, and the winner will have a chance to confess to the female student again. Thanks so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also leave a comment down below with suggestions on what novels to read.